All right, Shalom. I would like to open up by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, rule well and preach the truth and truth and sincerity. Shalom to the hopefully elect. And today's lesson, excuse me, and today's lesson is going to be entitled, If It's Meant for You to Serve the Lord, Then You Will Serve the Lord. And also this lesson comes, of course, through the inspiration of the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yashai. And also this our lesson that Apostle Hard did a couple days ago entitled knowing the terror of the Lord we persuade men. And one of the points he brought out was concerning Jeremiah in Jeremiah the 20th chapter, where there was a point in time because when Jeremiah was teaching the word, he was getting mocked and all sorts of things. So there came a point in time where Jeremiah was like, you know what, I'm not teaching the word of the Lord no more. But what did Jeremiah say? He said the word of the Lord was as a fire in him that could not be shut up, roughly paraphrasing. So point being that ultimately if it's meant for you to serve Yahweh Bashem Yashai, okay, then this word is going to come out of you one way or another. You see? And ultimately the Lord can put hell on you to bring out this word. We can see that, with the case of Jonah, man. Okay? But I want to start out with the book of Proverbs, chapter 20 and verse 24. It says, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Right? So it says man's goings are of the Lord. So ultimately, everything we do, everything we say, okay, everything we think, that's all according to the will of Yahweh Bashem Yashai. Okay? So with us doing these video epistles and camp lessons, hey, we're not doing this of our own will, man. All right, this is the will of the Lord. All right, this is the will of the Lord for us, man. All right, to be performing his will, which is what? Teaching his word, man. Okay? And I want to grab the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 9. It says, a man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. Right, your heart going into your mind, because ultimately, once upon a time, when it comes to all of us fellow believers, man, before this truth, man, we didn't think ourselves, we didn't think we would be teaching, the Bible, or going into precepts at any point in our life, man. You see, we had other plans before coming to this truth, but the Lord said, no, I want you to do this. You see, and ever since the Lord brought us to the truth, man, all we've been doing is what? Teaching his word, man. You see, so back in the world, we thought we was going to do, X, Y, Z. We thought we was going to go according to our own plans, but the Lord had different plans for us, man. That's why it says, we'll read it again. Proverbs 16 and 9, a man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. So you may think you're going to do one thing or another, but ultimately, if that's not the will of the Lord, if the Lord does not have that planned out for you, then guess what, man? It's not going to happen. Whereas if the Lord does have something planned out for you, or which happens to be outside of what you plan to do, guess what? The will of Yahweh Bashem Yashai is going to stand. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the will of Yahweh Bashem Yashai is going to carry out, man. Okay? Let's see. I want to grab this in the book of in the Apocrypha, Sirach chapter 18 and beginning in verse 1. It says, he that liveth forever hath created all things in general. The Lord only is righteous, and there is none other but he. Who governeth the palm of his hand, it's like who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. You see, that's ultimately all things obey the will of Yahweh Bashem Yashai. You see, especially us, man, here on earth. You see, so ultimately, anything we're doing, man, that's the will of Yahweh Bashem Yashai. Because ultimately, nobody steps outside the will of Yahweh Bashem Yashai. Okay? Well, we just read in Proverbs 20 and 24 that what man's goings are of the Lord. So ultimately, anything that anyone is doing or saying, guess what, man? That's the will of the Lord, man. For them to do what they're doing and say what they're saying, man. Likewise with us, man, what? It's the will of the Lord for us to do this work and go out there on the highways and byways and prophesy and do these lessons, man. You see? And ultimately, none of us are going to go outside what Yahweh Bashmi Ashai has planned out for us, man. You see? It says, who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. For he is king of all by his power, dividing holy things among them from profane. Ultimately, we in these times, man, the Lord is separating the holy from the profane. Okay, in other words, the Lord is separating the elect from the rest of this world, man. You see? But that's it on Sirach, the 18th chapter. Let's see what we have next. Okay. Let's grab this in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 20, and beginning in verse 7. It says, O Lord, thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Thou art stronger than I, and hast prevailed. I am in derision daily, everyone mocketh me. For since I spake, I cried out, I cried violence and spoil, because the word of the Lord was made a reproach unto me, and in derision daily. Then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name. So, Jeremiah, when he was sent out there, prophesying to the nation of Israel, only thing he received in return was what? Mockery and reproach from the rest of our people. So Jeremiah, his mindset was like, you know what? I'm done with these 2/3 ass niggas, man. I'm not teaching the word of the Lord to them no more. But once again, title of this lesson being, if it's meant for you to serve the Lord, then you will serve the Lord. Because when we continue to read on to verse 9, it says what? It says, but his word was in mine heart as a burning fire, shut up in my bones, and I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay. So ultimately, let's read this in the NLT. All right, because ultimately, one way or another, this word was going to come out of Jeremiah, because ultimately, Lord, when we get this in the first chapter, the Lord had already ordained him to be a prophet, man. The Lord had already predestinated him to be a prophet. But verse 9 in the NLT, it says, but if I say I'll never make mention the Lord or speak in his name, his word burns in my heart like a fire. It's like a fire in my bones. I am worn out trying to hold it in. I can't do it, because ultimately, one way or another, okay, if you're meant to serve Yahweh Bashim Yashai, if you're meant to do this work, one way or another, the Lord is gonna make this word come out of you, man. You see? And now let's get the account of Jonah real quick, because when you go through Jonah, the first time the Lord told him to prophesy against Nineveh, he went and got a ship unto Tarshish, and then afterwards, the Lord sent a strong wind, which caused shipwreck, okay, for Jonah and the men that were with him on that ship, okay, and ultimately later down the line, those men soon came to realize that the reason why, that wind came was because of Jonah. You see, so later down the line, when we go down, okay, let's see. We'll jump through a little bit. Jonah 1, beginning of verse 1, it says, now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness to come up before me. Verse 3, but Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord, and went down to Joppa, and he found a ship going to Tarshish, so he paid the fare thereof, and went down into it, to go with them unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. But the Lord sent out a great wind into the sea, and there was a mighty tempest in the sea, so that the ship was like to be broken. And then the mariners were afraid, and cried every man into his pouch, unto his God, and cast forth the wares that were in the ship into the sea, to lighten it of them. But Jonah was gone down into the sides of the ship, and he lay and was fast asleep. So, the Lord told Jonah, go to Nineveh and prophesy against them for this wickedness. The mindset of Jonah at that time, he was like, shit, I'm getting this shit to Tarshish. You see, because at first he didn't want to do it. But ultimately, once again, point of this lesson being what? If you're meant to serve the Lord, then you will serve the Lord. Hey, the Lord gonna make a way, man. See, Yahweh Bashmi Ashai gonna make a way. Now, if he have to put hell on you in order for you to bring out this word, guess what, man? He gonna do it. And that's exactly what he did with Jonah. Let's see. Verse 6, it says, So the shipmasters came to him and said unto him, What meanest thou, O sleeper? Arise, call upon thy God, if so be that the Most High will think upon us, that we perish not. So ultimately, when they knew that calling upon their false gods, I wasn't going to save them of that shipwreck, they consulted Jonah. You see, and later, they find out who Jonah is, which he's a Israelite, all right, and he fears the true Lord Yahweh, all right, the power of heaven. Okay, as a matter of fact, we just may read the whole chapter through the Spirit. It says, and they said everyone to his fellow, Come and let us cast lots, that we may know for whose cause this evil is upon us. So they cast lots, and the lot fell upon Jonah. So ultimately, the spirit, also the spirit of Yahweh Bashmi Ashai is also gonna point you out in certain situations, like this situation with Jonah, man. And Jonah, he immediately went to go lay asleep. While all the other men on the ship were calling to their false gods, Jonah was the first one to go to sleep. In that ship. It says, let's see, read verse 7 again. It says, And they said everyone to his fellow, Come and let us cast lots, that we may know for whose cause this evil is upon us. So they cast lots, and the lot fell upon Jonah. So the Spirit pointed out Jonah, all right, showing that this came upon them because of Jonah, and because he refused to go prophesy against Nineveh at this time. Verse 8 says, Then said they unto him, Tell us, we pray thee, for whose cause this evil is upon us? What is thine occupation? And whence comest thou? What is thy country? And of what people art thou? And he said unto him, I am a Hebrew, and I fear the Lord, the power of heaven, which hath made the sea and the dry land. Then were the men exceedingly afraid, and said unto him, Why hast thou done this? For the men knew that he fled from the presence of the Lord, because he had told them. Then said they unto him, What shall we do unto thee, that the sea may be calm unto us? For the sea wrought and was tempestuous. And he said unto them, Take me up and cast me forth into the sea, so shall the sea be calm unto you. For I know that for my sake, this great tempest is upon you. So Jonah, through all this, he knew all along, man, that the reason why this tempest and the storm came upon them was because of what he did, because he refused to go into Nineveh after the Lord told him to go to Nineveh the first time. Verse 13 says, Nevertheless, the men rowed hard to bring him to the land, but they could not, for the sea wrought and was tempestuous against them. Wherefore they cried unto the Lord and said, We beseech thee, O Lord, we beseech thee, let us not perish for this man's life, and lay not upon us innocent blood. For thou, O Lord, hast done as it pleased thee. So they took up Jonah and cast him forth into the sea, and the sea ceased from her raging. Then the men feared the Lord exceedingly, and offered a sacrifice unto the Lord, and made vows. Now the Lord had prepared a great fish to swallow up Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. So due to Jonah's transgression, or due to Jonah's refusal, to hearken, to the voice of the Lord by going into Nineveh and prophesying against their wickedness, the Lord first, brought shipwreck upon them, and then the Lord had a great fish swallow up Jonah. You see, so ultimately, because Jonah refused to go into Nineveh the first time the Lord told him to go, guess what? The Lord put hell on him, man. See, in chapter 2 goes into his prayer about him being, afflicted, by being in the belly of the fish. And later on, the Lord released him at the end of the chapter. And after that, beginning at chapter 3, and the word of the Lord, and here's the point, And the word of the Lord came unto Jonah the second time, saying, Arise, go unto Nineveh, that great city, and preach unto it the preaching that I bid thee. So Jonah arose and went unto Nineveh according to the word of the Lord. Now Nineveh was an exceeding great city of 3 days' journey. So ultimately, once again, title of this lesson being, if it's meant for you to serve the Lord, then you will serve the Lord. You see, it was meant for Jonah to serve the Lord. You see, but the Lord put hell on him first. No, Jonah refused at first, so the Lord put hell on him. You see, so the Lord, for lack of better terms, gave Jonah that act right treatment. Okay, because once again, Jonah refused at first. All right, and then ultimately, the Lord put hell on him. I put affliction on him, and Jonah was like, "Yep, I'll go to Nineveh, Lord. I'll prophesy like you said, Lord. I'll go to Nineveh." You see, so ultimately, the Lord knows how to draw out those He wants, man. Knows how to get the attention of those He wants. All right, to teach this word, man. You see, and the Lord can do it, in manifold of ways, man. Infinite amount of ways. We just read what He did with Jonah. You see, and the Lord could put hell on us, if we refuse to teach His word, man. Because at the end of the day, this title's gonna keep being reiterated. If it's meant for you to serve the Lord, then you will serve the Lord, man. That word gonna come out of you no matter what, man. See, and any way, man. All right, that word is gonna come out of you, man. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If it's meant for you to serve the Lord. That's it in the Jonah the 3rd chapter. Let's see what else I have in my notes. So let's grab Exodus chapter 4 and beginning in verse 10. It says, And Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, nor since thou hast spoken unto thy servant, but I am slow of speech and of a slow tongue. And the Lord said unto him, Who hath made man's mouth, or who maketh the dumb, or deaf, or the seeing, or the blind? Have I not, said the Lord? And ultimately, this was the Lord coming to Moses, pretty much telling Moses to go out and speaking to the children of Israel. But Moses was pretty much telling the Lord that he's slow of speech and not of an eloquent tongue, man. Let's look into that word eloquent. It says debar, to the speech, word, speaking things. So ultimately, what Moses was saying was that he's not a good speaker. You see, but the Lord telling him as we get into it that He's going to give Moses the words to speak, man, and that Moses don't got to worry about that. It says, verse 12, Now therefore go, and I will be with thy mouth, and teach thee what thou shalt say. And he said, O my Lord, send, I pray thee, by the hand of him whom thou wilt send. You see, because due to the fact that Moses, didn't want to, due to the fact that Moses, wasn't, good in speech and of a slow tongue, ultimately he didn't want to go out there and speaking to the children of Israel. And ultimately we're reading the NLT. Now let's read verse 13 again. All right, because once again, the point of this lesson, we're going to get into it. Point of this lesson being what? If it's meant for you to serve the Lord, then you will serve the Lord. Because Moses, he tried to get around it. See, but the Lord was like, nah, I'm sending you out there. Let's read verse 13 again in the KJV first, then in the NLT. It says, And he said, O my Lord, send, I pray thee, by the hand of him whom thou wilt send. Whom thou wilt send. Verse 13 in NLT. But Moses again pleaded, Lord, please send anyone else. So Moses like, Lord, please send someone else besides me. You see, because ultimately Moses, once again, he was worried about the fact that he was not eloquent and slow of speech, man. He was trying to get around. He was trying to get around speaking to the children of Israel due to that. Verse 14, it says, And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Moses, and he said, Is not Aaron the Levite thy brother? I know that he can speak well. And also, behold, he cometh forth to meet thee. And when he seeth thee, he will be glad in his heart. And thou shalt speak unto him, and put words in his mouth. And I will be with thy mouth, and with his mouth, and will teach you what ye shall do. So, once again, okay, if it's meant for you to serve the Lord, then you will serve the Lord. Because once again, nobody goes outside the will of Yahweh Bashmi Yashai. Okay, if the will of the Lord is for you to go out there and teach and preach his word and bring out precepts and do these lessons, guess what, man? This word is going to come out of you one way or another. You see? It says, verse 16, it says, and he shall be thy spokesman unto the people, and he shall be, even he shall be to thee instead of a mouth, and thou shalt be to him instead of the Most High. And ultimately, that's it right there. Pretty much what the Lord was saying, because the Lord gives Moses the words to speak. You see, so ultimately, that's the Most High and Moses, going back and forth. The Most High constantly giving Moses the words to speak, but Aaron was more eloquent in speech. You see, so when the Most High would give Moses the words to speak, okay, Moses would give Aaron the words so that he could speak. You see, that's why it says, even he shall be to thee instead of a mouth, and thou shalt be to him instead of a power, because ultimately we're the mouthpiece of Yahweh Bashmi Ashai. You see, and back then during the time of Egypt, Moses was the mouthpiece of Yahweh Bashmi Ashai. See, but once again, Moses was not eloquent in speech. Okay, therefore, that's why the Most High made that comparison that Moses shall be to Aaron instead of a power. Okay, and that Aaron should be instead of a mouth unto Moses. You see, so ultimately, point of this being that no matter what, man, if it's meant for you to serve the Lord, then you will serve the Lord, because the Lord is going to draw his word out of you, man. If you're meant to serve Yahweh Bashmi Ashai, okay, hey, there's no way around it, man. If that's his will, there's no way around it. Because one way or another, the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Ashai is going to draw his word out of you, man. That's it in Exodus, the 4th chapter. Let's grab the book of John, chapter 15, and verse 16. And these are words in the red letters, so these are the words of our Lord Yahweh Shai. It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you. Let's get that word ordained real quick. It says, tithemi. Let's see how it pronounces it.
Strong's G 5087. Tithemi. Tithemi.
Tithemi. It says, let's see. To set, put, place. It says to place or lay, to put down, lay down, to bend down. It says to establish, ordain. Let's see. It says to lay off or aside. And those me, hey, Yahweh Bashmi Ashai, I set us apart and put us aside in a lot of being teachers and prophets, you see. And he told Jeremiah that before he formed him in the belly, he knew him and ordained him to be a prophet, man. So ultimately, hey, that's what Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai has done with us, man. You see? So let's continue on. John 15 and 16. It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go forth, that ye should go and bring forth fruit. It's like you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain. That whatsoever ye shall ask of me, it's like you, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give to you. So ultimately, Yahweh Shai has chosen us, man. Okay, ultimately, when it's, people in the world like to say, when the people in the world like to say, I choose Jebus, which, Jesus, that's not the true name of the Lord. The true name of the Lord, the true name of the Messiah is Yahweh Shai. Okay, ultimately that's contrary to scriptures, what they say in the world, that they choose the Lord. Because ultimately the Lord has to choose you. You see? The Lord has to choose you. Okay, the Lord chose us to bring out this word, bring out these precepts, okay, and do these lessons to go out on the highways and byways, man. We didn't do this of our own accord. See, it's just one day Yahweh Bashmi Ashai, okay, tapped into our minds and called us into this ministry. You see, and revealed unto us our purpose, man. Which our purpose is what? To teach this word, man. All right, go out there in the highways and byways and preach his word into the house of Israel. Which at the end of the day, only the elect and the nation of Israel is going to receive it, man. He said, but we have been told, okay, to speak into the house of Israel, whether they will hear or forbear, man. You see, the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Ashai has chosen us, or that are in his ministry, to do exactly that. You see, so ultimately, what can we learn from that? The fact that we're doing this work, the fact that we're doing these lessons and going out to camp week in, week out, guess what? It was meant for us to serve the Lord. You see? And let's grab this and we'll probably close out here in the book of or real quick, I want to grab something in the book of Romans. Then we'll go to Jeremiah. Let's see. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 19. It says, Thou will say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? And the point being, who resisted his will. But when you go up in this chapter, okay, it's talking about the how the promise is given unto Israel. Okay, and the chapter is also talking about Jacob being a vessel to honor, and Esau being a vessel to dishonor. Okay, the vessels of wrath fit to destruction. The point I wanted to get was Romans 9 and 19. It says, Thou will say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? And the answer is what? Nobody has resisted the will of Yahweh Bashmi Ashai. Okay, nobody, because ultimately none of us are resisting the will of Yahweh Bashmi Ashai right now. You see, us that's in his ministry, all right, us that's teaching the work in 100% truth and sincerity, man, are trying to follow after righteousness to the best of our ability. Guess what, man? We're not resisting the will of Yahweh Bashmi Ashai, because this is the will that Yahweh Bashmi Ashai, all right, this is the will of Yahweh Bashmi Ashai that we're doing this, man. Okay, the Lord laid out this path for us, man. You see? And also, there's nothing that anybody can do to change that, man. And also, we don't want to change it, man. You see? We enjoy serving the Lord, man. We enjoy doing his work, man. You see? We wouldn't trade it for nothing else. You see? But point being, it says, for who has resisted his will? And once again, the question to that is nobody. But once again, this chapter going into how the promises, the covenants, the service of the Most High, was all given... was all given to Jacob, man. You see? But let's see. That's it in Romans the 19th chapter. And it's like not 19. Romans the 9th chapter. It's a lot more in this chapter. But for the sake of this lesson, for the sake of staying on topic on this lesson, we'll move forward. But going to Jeremiah chapter 1, beginning in verse 4. It says, Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Let's see that word ordained in the Hebrew. It says, Nathan. It says, to give, put, set. It says to give, bestow, grant, permit, ascribe, employ. You see? So ultimately, Yahweh Bashmi Ashai, okay, bestowed the lot of a prophet upon our forefather Jeremiah. See, just like in today's time, the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Ashai bestowed the lot of a prophet unto us. That's why the scriptures say what? That the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Okay, so the prophets are going to do what they've always done, man, which is teach this word. It says, let's see. Let's see. It says to put, set, put upon, put upon. It's like it put on, put upon, set, appoint, assign, designate. Ultimately, the office of a prophet was designated unto Jeremiah, because just like being a prophet is designated unto us in these times. So ultimately, to Yahweh Bashmi Ashai has ordained the lot of a prophet upon us, man. You see, so once again, title of the lesson being what? If it's meant for you to serve the Lord, then you will serve the Lord. Verse 6 says, then said I, Lord power, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. It says, but the Lord said unto me, say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak. So the Lord was telling Jeremiah that he's going to put the words in his mouth, man, that he's going to give him the words to speak. So just like he was telling Moses, look, man, don't worry about that. See, just go to where I tell you to go, and I'm going to give you what to speak, man. That's what the Lord is saying to his prophets, man. It says, verse 8, it says, be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, said the Lord. Then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. So point being, ultimately, once again, if it's meant for you to serve the Lord, then you will serve the Lord. And ultimately, if that lot is upon you, then one way or another, the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Ashai is going to draw his word out of you, man. Make you speak, man. See, we read in Jeremiah 20 that the word was in Jeremiah's heart like a fire, and he couldn't hold it in, man. You see? So ultimately, this has been, if it's meant for you to serve the Lord, then you will serve the Lord. And Lord's will, this lesson was edifying to the body. And I'd like to close out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and preach the truth and sincerity. Shalom to the hopefully elect. And Lord's will, I'll see you in the next lesson. Till then, shalom.